The sun dipped below the horizon. Shadows stretched, twisting like long fingers reaching for the unsuspecting. The forest of shadows awaited. It stood silent, a wall of ancient trees and secrets best left undisturbed. A shiver ran down my spine, a primal warning. I ignored it. The air grew heavy, thick with the smell of damp earth and decaying leaves. My breath caught in my throat. Each step deeper into the forest felt like a step closer to oblivion. The last rays of sunlight vanished. Darkness descended swift and absolute. I stopped, my blood turning to ice. The whisper came again, closer this time. It was a voice, ancient and filled with a sorrow that chilled me to the bone. Fear, raw and consuming, threatened to overwhelm me. I wanted to run, to escape the oppressive darkness of the forest. But my feet felt rooted to the spot. The forest held me captive, its grip tightening with every passing moment. The wind picked up, swirling around me. The whispers grew louder, joined by other voices, murmuring, chanting in a language I couldn't understand. I strained to make sense of the sounds, but they remained tantalizingly out of reach. The hair on the back of my neck stood on end. I could feel eyes on me, watching, waiting. Something was out there, hidden in the shadows, something ancient and evil. I pressed on, my senses on high alert. The forest floor was treacherous, littered with fallen branches and tangled roots. I tripped and fell, my hand sinking into something cold and slimy. I recoiled in horror, my heart racing. A pair of eyes, glowing with an eerie green light, appeared in the darkness ahead. A low growl rumbled through the forest, sending shivers down my spine. I scrambled back, my breath catching in my throat. The creature moved closer, its eyes never leaving mine. It was unlike anything I had ever seen before, a grotesque parody of a wolf, its body twisted and contorted, its teeth bared in a silent snarl. Terror lent me unexpected strength. I scrambled to my feet and ran, the creature's growl echoing behind me. I didn't dare slow down, not even when my lungs burned and my legs screamed for mercy. Stories, whispered around flickering campfires, flashed through my mind. Legends of the forest of shadows, a place where darkness reigned supreme and ancient evils walked the earth. They said the forest was haunted, a place where the veil between worlds was thin, a place where the spirits of the dead mingled with creatures of myth and legend. I had dismissed them as mere stories, tales to frighten children. Now I wasn't so sure. The forest seemed to press in on me, the trees reaching out with gnarled branches like skeletal fingers. The whispers followed me, growing louder with every step. They seemed to be drawing me deeper into the forest, towards something sinister. I burst into a clearing, my chest heaving. In the center stood an ancient oak, its branches reaching towards the sky like twisted claws. And there, beneath the oak, stood a figure shrouded in shadow. I froze, my blood turning to ice. The figure turned, and I saw its face. It was the face of a young woman, beautiful but filled with an unspeakable sadness. Her eyes, as black as the night itself, bored into mine. A cold wind swept through the clearing, stirring the figure's long, dark hair. "You should not be here," she whispered, her voice a low, mournful sound. "This forest is forbidden." Her words seemed to hang in the air, heavy with unspoken meaning. I tried to speak, but no sound came out. Fear had me in its grip, squeezing the breath from my lungs. The woman in black glided towards me, her feet seeming not to touch the ground. I wanted to run, but I couldn't move. I was rooted to the spot, paralyzed by fear. She stopped in front of me, her face inches from mine. "This forest is my domain," she said, her voice barely a whisper. "And you are trespassing." Her breath washed over me, cold and smelling of damp earth. I closed my eyes, bracing myself for the end, but the end never came. I opened my eyes to find myself lying on the edge of the forest, the first rays of dawn painting the sky with hues of pink and orange. The events of the night came flooding back, vivid and terrifying. I stumbled to my feet, my heart still pounding in my chest. I didn't look back. I didn't need to. The forest of shadows had given me its warning, and I knew, with a certainty that chilled me to the bone, that I would never forget it.